All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another vlog. In this video, I just want to talk about some of the things that I got some questions on my previous video. So one of the questions being, hey, what happened to your Google My Business? Well, for those of you who don't know, I had my Google My Business shut down. It was like sometime in October, like the end of October, I got shut down. I still don't know why. Google won't ever tell you why. I did get it back, but I had to go ahead and hire someone because I put in like 3, 4, 5, 6 different reinstatement requests, and I never heard anything back. And I waited and waited and waited for like almost 2 months, and then I hired someone. And during those 2 months, the first few weeks was horrible because a lot of people, some of you don't understand that. The Google My Business is a big part of your business. It brings in, basically customers for free, and it's an organic way to reach customers, especially if you build it up the right way and you end up ranking top, 1, 2, or 3 on the front page of Google. That's a big deal. So anyways, I lost all that. I hired someone from Alpha Media. His name was Matthew. I seen that. What's the name of that company? Trying to think right now, but he has his own page, and he recommended this guy named Matthew from Alpha Media, who helped one of his franchise owners with their Google My Business. Vets Haul Junk. There you go. Vets Haul Junk is the one who recommended everyone to this guy. His name is Matthew. His last name, I think, is Moses. So anyways, I hired that guy, and it took about a week or two. I got everything reinstated. He made it really simple and easy. You just have to trust the guy, because you're gonna have to give him basically your email, the password. So with the email and the password, he could do some damage if he wanted to. But the guy, I put my trust in the guy because of Vet Haul's Junk. I met that guy before, and that guy really built up his business into like a franchise, and he seems like he's doing well. But anyways, I hired that guy, got reinstated, never got my reviews back, lost my ranking. So the only thing I really gained back from it was like my old previous videos, and maybe I gained some organic reach that I used to have. Maybe I got it back. Not 100% sure. I'm like number 3, but then sometimes it shows that I'm like number 7, 9, or 10 on Google. So I'm no longer at the top. But I'll build my way back slowly. I spoke with a guy, Matt, who with Alpha Media, on if I could get my reviews back and all that stuff. And basically, he told me, no, it's good if you just, start over. As far as the ranking, I just got to work back towards it. So yeah, I have to restart either way. So now I think it was worth it, the 300. I think it was worth hiring Matt with Alpha Media, because without hiring him, I would have never found a way to get my listing back. It's just one of them things, man. I don't know what happened. It could have been a competitor, could have been someone who's seen that I was number 1 and just got into the business and wanted to, flag my business and shut me down. It could have been just an audit. I don't know. And again, during that time, I did hire like a local advertisement company to start doing my Google ads because I wanted to test that market. So I went ahead and hired someone just to see how it would go. And as soon as I hired that ad agency, like literally a couple days later, that's when Google shut down my account. And that guy was of no help. He said he would help me, never helped me, never refunded my money, but still follows me on Instagram. Maybe he follows this channel, I don't know, but it was of no help. So I would not go through, I wouldn't do any business with that guy anymore. It's one thing to say he'll help, but your actions, speak louder. So like this guy that I don't even know, that ain't even from my state, that I just DM'd, helped me way more than the local guy ever did. And I may be going through with Alpha Media on some other projects. But thank you, Matt. If you're watching this, I really, really appreciate it. Even though we weren't able to get the reviews or anything back, it's good to know that I could call somebody now if I ever have an issue like that again or any other issue. So this guy knows a lot about websites, SEO, and stuff like that. So I want to go ahead and answer another question. The other question being, it was like, hey, could you show some more like office side of stuff of your business, like I guess like administrative work that you do and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you all some of the things that I do. There's a whole lot of shit that I do, but I'm gonna basically break it down into several things. So one of the main things of having a business that I feel like a lot of people neglect and don't understand or don't put in time to learn is you need to learn your bookkeeping. Bookkeeping meaning all the transactions that go through your business, like purchases, invoicing, taxes, them type of things. Bookkeeping plays a huge part and is a huge part of your business, and a lot of guys don't even recognize that or understand that. So if you neglect that and you don't ever do that, then really you don't have a business, because how in the hell are you going to file your taxes when you don't even know where your money is going, how much money you made, what's your profit margin, are you paying taxes, how much are you paying in taxes, how are you collecting taxes, are you invoicing, how are you keeping up, like all that stuff is bookkeeping. So in the beginning, I will say I did everything pen and paper, okay? But I've always been a very organized person. So like I could pull up a file right now and show whoever, needs to look at it, what I did that specific year, that date, 2018. So at the beginning, you're going to want to save as much money. I totally understand. So like, I recommend that you hire a bookkeeper once your business is making real money, like over 6 figures. Once you start hitting into 6 figures, then, you should be able to afford a bookkeeper, which will cost you anywhere from, I don't know, $200 to $500 a month. And then the software that you use, it's totally up to you. There's tons of software, but I will say QuickBooks by Intuit is like the #1 software. That's what I use. But if you try using Intuit without a bookkeeper to look through your books and you try to do it all yourself, you're gonna make mistakes. So I don't recommend that you do your books by yourself after you start making real money, or continue to do books by yourself, because there's people that go to school and get certified and stuff, and that's all they do. And really, you're probably making mistakes, because being a business owner, there's a lot of shit that comes involved, especially once you start hiring employees and now you're in charge of their tax and stuff like that. So it's better just to hire companies to go ahead, or people to help you, join your team basically, to help you grow and build your business, like bookkeepers, accountants, CPAs, payroll people, like all them people help you build your business and keep your business in check. So one of the main things, again, back to the office part, if you're getting into business or you've already been in business, is going over your books. So basically looking at how much money have you brought in this week, this month, how much money has gotten out. Is there anybody that owes you money on invoicing? Like some of your customers are like net 30, or like net 30, and they still haven't paid. It's been 30 days, so you may have to reach someone. So it's up to you to keep track of that, either pen, paper, or software. So software is great, but when you're getting started, you're probably going to end up doing like pen and paper, or try to do your own thing, or go through a bunch of softwares and stuff. But in the beginning, I would say pen and paper, and then again, once you start making real money and you're going to be in this business long term, then hire a bookkeeper. So yeah, that's one of the main things on the office side, is going through your books. The other thing is gonna be your bills. So you see all this stuff behind me. It's gonna be your scheduling, and then you look at your bills, look at, all the things that you need to get done. Okay, because there's always shit that needs to get done, and every single day you should be making a list. Excuse me. We should be making a list. I keep one of these at my desk, and I do a to-do list for every day. So like, today is Wednesday. I made this last night. Cash a check, drop off, right, get the W-2 for my employee, dump loads, work on property, blah, 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 blah. Just a to-do list. That way it lets, like, I have things that I need to get done that I know I need to get done, and it's on this piece of paper, and I take a picture of it and I put it in my wallet. So again, that's office stuff. But back to this right here, this board is the week, and these are some of the things that I need to get done, and like some of the bills that are gonna hit. So I know, like, while I'm working out in the field and I'm busting my ass and I'm working all damn night, and I come home and I stay up all night and I'm making ads and I'm doing content, I'm doing social media and I'm doing YouTube, and I gotta look at my books and I gotta email so and so and I gotta get paid and all this stuff, and I gotta put in time for my employee, all this shit. It's easy to lose track on your bills that are coming up if they're not automated, or it's easy to lose track of certain things that you need to get done. Like, say it's family stuff, say it's an employee that you know he told you he's going to be off, but with all the shit that you're doing you don't remember. Say it's a huge customer, a huge job that you're doing. You want to make sure you don't forget, so you put it on the board as well, and it should be on your phone as well. There's also a calendar, but the calendar that I use on my phone, Google Calendar, which is free, I just use that to book jobs. This calendar shows like all the stuff that I need to get done and whatnot, if that makes sense. And then on the top, I put my goals for like 2020. These are like some of my bills that I have right there, some of the debts that I have as well. That way I know how much am I in total debts, and like what is so I service debts. So debt isn't bad whenever your business makes money and you want to grow and stuff. Debt's not really bad, especially when you're buying assets with it. If you're using debt for consumer goods, and that's really bad, because that shit ain't gonna make you money. So if you're going in debt to buy you shoes and clothes and go on trips, that's not a good idea. But all my debts are business type debts, related debts. So anyways, I keep track of everything. Like, I know when I gotta pay Chase, when I gotta pay City, whenever I gotta pay my taxes, whenever I gotta pay so-and-so, my bookkeeping. I have a list of all that stuff right here on that board. So this right here keeps me intact, and that computer keeps me intact as far as administrative type work and like things that I need to get done. Because there's always stuff that needs to get done, especially during tax season right now. I'm already filing my taxes, doing 1099s for some contractors that I had worked with, W-2s for my employee, my taxes, tax planning that I did before all this stuff. Now I have my bookkeeper on it. So like, if you were in my position, right, making the money that I'm making, and you didn't have a bookkeeper and you were doing it all yourself, I'm telling you right now, you're making a mistake, and you're gonna find yourself in a lot of trouble, because these people really, really do help. Like, I'll tell you right now, I really don't know how to make a balance sheet. Like, I looked into it, I tried doing it, and there's like so much shit that you gotta do. Like, these people reconcile your bank statements, reconcile everything for you, and it's pretty awesome. So the number one thing I will say on office stuff is going to be bookkeeping. The rest is basically self-explanatory. Like, of course, you need to keep track of your bills. Of course, you need to know what the hell's going on and make like a schedule for yourself. And I haven't even talked about marketing. So marketing is, I still do that myself for the most part. And I've just always been creative, and I use apps and stuff to make my own content, and I make videos and stuff like that, and I have fun with it. But to be honest with you guys, I've been spending close to $0 this month on marketing. I've really been focused on stacking up money and coming up with my plan for going into the summertime. So, since I've been in business for over 3 years, I've been staying pretty busy, and some of the marketing that I've been doing is my dumpsters have been getting me business, like just having decals on them. The truck has been getting me business with just having the wrap on it. And then returning customers and people like just recommending us, I've been staying pretty busy. So as far as marketing, that's a whole another subject. So of course you're gonna do bookkeeping, marketing, scheduling, and everything else that comes with it. And if you have employees, you're gonna be putting in their time and stuff like that. So yeah, I guess that gives you something, I guess, on the back end of what I do whenever I'm here in my office and some of the things I got to get done. And as far as debt, I want to talk about debt because I know a lot of you guys have just started and you started with nothing and you went out and got a loan. And so now you have like this big ass loan that you took out, and that right there is not something I recommend. So if you're getting started, I don't recommend you get a loan. I recommend that you stack up your money, because if you can't take care of your personal finances, you're not going to be able to take care of business finances, because in business, you're paying out a lot of people, a lot of money's coming in, a lot of money's going out, and people need to get paid, like your employees, your bookkeeper, any of your vendors that you may have, operational costs, all that stuff. So it's really important that you're good with money in a way, and that you don't have a whole lot of debt, and that you don't use debt to start the business. But once you start the business and things are going and you're making money and you're cash flowing, then yeah, go get you a small loan to go buy something that's gonna make you money, and then pay that shit off, and then go get more. That's what I'm gonna be doing. That's what I'm looking into as well. So anyways, I'm gonna leave it like that. I haven't even talked about business credit or anything else like that, but that doesn't really fall into like office stuff. So again, office stuff, bookkeeping. Sorry, but it's like early in the morning. I just woke up and I'm like really congested. So that's a look at the home office and some of the things that I do right here at this desk and laptop. So again, take care of your bookkeeping. The financial part of business is very, very important. So I'm gonna get on with the day. I guess I'll go ahead and show you guys. We'll stay, vlogging today, and there's a storm coming in tonight that could possibly be a snow ice storm. So I need to go ahead and dump as many dumpsters as I can today. That way I have enough empty dumpsters in inventory. That way, if the weather gets really bad and I'm not able to go to the landfill, I have enough inventory in stock that I could go ahead and take care of customers, because I do have some customers that are renting dumpsters for me. And in some cases, some customers want dumpster swaps. So I need to make sure I have a dumpster per customer right now that has that's renting from me. So if they need another one, I could just swap them out. So it's very, very important that I get all my dumpsters dumped before the storm hits. All right, well, shit. My team member isn't here yet. I got carried away making the YouTube video. So I'm running behind schedule, like 30 minutes behind schedule. So I'm in the truck, just started it up to warm it up, and it is cold and there is mist already. So that lets me know that it's gonna be icing over here pretty soon. So I need to go ahead and take this load that I have on me to the landfill, and hopefully I could dump more loads. But if the roads get too icy, then I'm not gonna be out on the highway. I'm not gonna risk getting in an accident. There was, I think it was last year, the year before, I was out dumping loads, and this was before I had the roll-off system. This is when I had my red truck and a trash trailer, and that trash trailer did have electric brakes, but the truck wasn't wired up for electric brakes. So I just rode around like that. And one time it was real icy, and I was dropping off a team member at the end of the day. It was like 5-6 o'clock, so it started getting really, really cold, right? And dropped them off. There's a stop sign. I hit the brakes, and the truck doesn't stop, and I go straight through an intersection, a busy intersection. And I just closed my eyes. I gripped on the steering wheel, and when I opened my eyes, I was at a dead stop, and I was like probably 2-3 feet away from the fence, and my truck and trailer were sticking out in the highway. And luckily, I looked both ways. It was dead. Like, no one was out on the roads that day, and I was very, very lucky. So so when it's getting like this, and I know that it's gonna ice over, it's supposed to ice over really bad today. So once the snow or whatever starts hitting, right now it's like misty kind of, But yeah, it's one thing you want to take in consideration, especially in the slow season. For those of you guys that live up north or east, I know y'all get a shit ton of snow, but in my area, we really don't get that much snow. But when we do, it shuts everything down. Like if we get just like drops of snow, like that much, school shut down, everything shut down. And so, yeah, I need to make sure I get my dumpsters dumped. It looks like I might not be able to get more than one dumpster dumped, but we'll see. And with that being said, I still have things going on throughout the day. Like I have to do a job like at 2 to 4. I have an on-site estimate to do this afternoon for an office clean out. I wanted to work on some things at the property. So, but really the main thing right now is making sure I get dumpsters dumped. But running behind schedule. I mean, we still got a good amount of dumpsters. I want my coffee, so I'm gonna go get me some coffee while I'm waiting for my guy. All right, so it's coming down. I can see the frost. We're here at the landfill in the other city, Midland, Texas. What I like to do is I like to pull over on the side of the road right here before we enter the rough terrain and everything like that. That way we can go ahead and untarp the load, drive in and dump. It's a lot faster, less messy, stuff like that. All right, so just finished dumping the load. So one thing that I do whenever I have someone with me, like a team member, is I have them go ahead and open up the doors, watch the surroundings and guide me. That way I don't have to, you know, keep hopping in and out of the truck. I just stay in the truck. They do everything else, and it makes it really, really easy compared to coming out here by yourself. But it's really not a big deal if you come out here by yourself. It's just having help really, really helps. And whenever you get to a point where you're making good money, real money, hiring employees is not a bad idea. I just seen on a group, someone asked, hey, should I hire employees? And a lot of people were shitting on the idea of having employees, but it's not a bad idea at all if you can afford it. All right, so we're here at the yard where we're dropping off this dumpster that we just dumped. I'm not gonna take the long trip again to the next city to dump that dumpster. We're gonna stay in town and go ahead and pay the high dump fee of like $92, almost $100 dump fee. That's their minimum dump fee. So the reason I go to the other city is because they have a permit you could buy or get, and you pay every 6 months $500, and it knocks down your dump fee $25 per dump. So for instance, that dump right there costed me $17 compared to if I stayed in town and dumped here, it would cost me almost $100. So huge savings on that. But it's gonna be snowing today. The frost is already coming down a bit harder, and it's there was a couple slick spots. Even though I took the the longer route, the safer route, there were some slick spots. So I want to avoid being out on the highway, so we're gonna stay in town. We're gonna take the back roads, and we're gonna dump this load right here because we still have a job today. The other job canceled or rescheduled for tomorrow. So we just have to dump this and go do that job that we have. Hopefully she doesn't cancel. If she does, she does. But either way, I need to get that dumped. And I get a lot of questions from people asking me about, the permit and how they could save money at their landfill. And that's up to your landfill. Not every landfill is going to provide you a permit to save money on dump fees. And usually if they are, it's usually for businesses that, get enough business that could afford to pay for the permit to save money. Again, it's not free. So ask your landfill and just ask them like, hey, do y'all offer any discounts for businesses or a permit or whatever, and see if it makes sense for you. For me, it makes sense for me to get the permit at that other city because it saves me a lot of money. Here at my city, they won't give me a permit because I'm not a big enough business, which I don't know what the hell that means. I really hate this landfill here in my town because they're price gouging, and it's just a bad landfill to deal with. It's Republic Services. I really dislike it, but that's part of business. Like, it's the market. Again, no one gives a shit, So yeah, that's my take on that. So ask your landfill, okay? I wouldn't know. And with the PJ roller and with the the electric system, I can tell that it's a lot slower whenever it gets real cold. It wants to raise up and down a bit slower. The winch acts a bit slower because it's really cold and probably draining the battery a little bit. So that's something to take in consideration if you live somewhere where it's always cold. Probably not a good fit to have an all-electric system. And the reason I don't go with the gasoline system is because it's a motor, and if something happens to that motor, I gotta wait on parts, and I don't know how to fix a damn motor, and I don't plan on learning how to fix a motor. And it's just easier if you could just swap a battery out, cut a few wires, rig up something. If a battery system goes out, the hydraulic pump is easy to come by. There's a dealership in my area. So if you plan on getting in this type of a business, the roll-offs, get something where there's a dealer near you. I know a lot of people talk shit about the PJ and the Max D's and stuff because they're not a real roll-off system apparently. But like, it's up to you. Like, what do you plan on doing? Like, do you want to go big eventually and get 30-yard dumpsters and stuff like that? Then probably go with the standard rail. If you want to service your niche, meaning residential and basic customers, and get the smaller dumpsters. But if the market's not good enough in your area, then it might not work out for you. It's just one of them things you don't know until you know. So just try it out if you got the money. I wouldn't jump into roll-off dumpsters being your first business if you don't already have money, meaning you don't have 20-30 grand in the bank. Then don't get into the roll-off business. Start with junk removal. You start with the bed of a truck. And I got a question on my previous video about the property on how much am I paying and how I got it. So I'm paying $125 a month, which is dirt cheap. Now, the way I came across the property is I do volunteer work for the city that I'm in. So I go pick up trash and bulk trash for free for people who can't afford it or who are disabled or sick. So the city sends me a list, or they reach out to me, the code enforcement, the people who write the tickets for people who don't take care of their property or have trash or things thrown in the alley. They call me up, and if there happens to be someone in need, then I volunteer and I go cut their grass, haul their trash, pick up their litter and stuff like that. So I came across this property. No one was here. They gave me all the info of the client, the customer, or whoever, the resident. And I spoke with them, and after I was done, I just asked, hey, what are you doing with the property? They told me nothing. I said, would you rent it to me? I said, we'll get back to you. Got back with me. They got back with me with all the paperwork and gave me a hell of a deal. So really, really nice. So if you find opportunity, take it or make it. I would just ask, if I was you. I know, if you go through like a realtor or someone like that, it's pretty expensive. It could be like, 500, 700, 1,000, depending on the lot and the area. But if you know people that know people, or if you do volunteer work or whatever, and you see these empty lots, just find the owner and ask them, how much they would charge, and then, get an agreement written up and notarized, and then just go from there. But if not, just do what I did and borrow and ask people that hey, can I use your backyard? Or hey, do you know somebody with a lot? And in some cases you could go that route, even if it's like on the other side of town or way out of city limits. It's better than having nothing. I've been going over 3 years using other people's properties, family, friends, and stuff like that for free, which has really helped me out. All right, guys. Well, that's pretty much it for the day. I cut it kind of short. I'm just going to dump that dumpster first thing in the morning. So I just came home. I'm going to work on some things on the computer and whatnot. So, yeah, I'm just kind of making these videos right now, just, on the fly, just to make them. So I hope they give you some value by answering some of the questions that I get on some of the videos. So again, if you have any issues with your Google My Business, if it gets suspended, shut down, or something like that, and you're trying to get it reinstated, I highly recommend hitting up Matthew Moses with Alpha Media. I'll see if I can put like a picture of his deal on Facebook. That's how I was able to reach out to him, was on Facebook. And he just messaged me today too to give me some pointers on what I can do to, better protect my emails and stuff like that to avoid getting suspended. Because he's saying that Google should be doing an audit here pretty soon. Google is changing a lot of things on their platform as far as like for Google My Business. It's no longer going to be called Google My Business. I think it's going to be called Google Pages or something like that. So there's some big things to come apparently. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really, really appreciate it. I'll see you guys on the next one. Again, I'm just making videos whenever I feel like it. Until then, I'll come up with some more content, and I'll probably be making a 30-day vlog challenge here pretty soon. So we'll see. But thanks again. I'll see you on the next one. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification, put a comment if you want me to answer something. Laters.